This video is made possible by Practical Defense Systems, the best online security training at the lowest prices. You can start your security career today online at pdsclasses.com. Check them out. Hi, this is Joel Persinger. I'm the Gun Guy. Thank you for all of your support of GunGuyTV. I'm really super grateful that you support me the way you do. Please check us out on these alternate locations. You'll find us duplicating the channel on all of those. That way if something happens on YouTube, you'll know where we went so you can get the news and you can still see the videos. So that's pretty cool. And you might also check out the GunGuyTV Firearms podcast. It's syndicated on all of your favorite podcast players, so you can listen to it in your car or on your phone or whatever. And we do also post a video version here on YouTube and the other video locations as well. All right, I'm going to talk about the Saiga here today, and I'm going to be completely honest with you and up front right at the beginning here. I'm going to make people mad with my opinion, and I'm just going to share that. I'm going to make people mad with it. And the reason why I think I'm going to make people mad is that people have these things have a cult following. So much so that if I say Saiga, people will drop. Right now, I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a whole bunch of comments in this video saying, you're not pronouncing it right, and spelling it out for me phonetically. Saiga, or whatever it is, because that's how you pronounce the animal this is named after, apparently. Look, I'm not a Russian. I'm an American of German and Italian descent. Okay, that's what I am, and I speak American. I don't speak Russian, so if I butcher the name, forgive me. I will try to get it right. But that demonstrates the fact that people love these things. First of all, so let me just say the positives about this rifle. I've had this rifle for a long time. This one's in 7.62 by 39. And I've had it for, I don't know, years and years and years and years. When they were first popular, I got it. And I thought it would be cool. And it is cool, okay? First of all, they're made extremely well. These things are great. They're solid. They're super duper reliable. It's got a nice chrome lined barrel in it. It's got features that most AKs don't have, like a last round bolt hold open, or I don't know if it stays open in the last round, but you can lock it open. I'd have to think about whether it stays open or not. And, like that. So it's got different features, and it was California legal. It still is, because it doesn't have a muzzle device, a flash hider or whatever. It doesn't have a standard pistol grip. It's built like a hunting, sporterized, sort of, hunting rifle. Sort of. And that's what they bill it as. And certainly the 7.62 by 39 is more than capable of going deer hunting. Ballistically, it's somewhat similar to the 30-30 kind of in ballistic performance. And so, yeah, can you kill deer with it? You bet. Medium-sized game all day long, if you can hit them. And that's the problem, okay? The positives are it's made really well, it's super reliable, and it's in a capable intermediate caliber for certain things. Self-defense, medium-sized game, and like that. The negative is that, okay, I'm going to say it this way, and this is going to make people mad. Ever since I've had this rifle, I have tried really hard to like it. And I don't want to be Mr. Negative here. I've tried really hard to like this rifle, and I just don't. And there's a few reasons why. And this is why I'm going to embark upon a project with this rifle, and I want your advice in the comments to help me out, okay? That's what I'm asking you for. I don't like this rifle because the trigger in it is absolutely awful. It's long, it's gritty, it's stiff, it breaks sort of, kind of when you know it, and kind of when you don't. I mean, it seems like you just never know when it's going to break. And a lot of that, my understanding, is because in building the rifle in order to try to make it acceptable to states like California, and so it could be imported, they had to move the trigger from here back to here, and there's a linkage in there to do that. And if you've ever fired a rifle where the trigger functions on a linkage, like a bullpup or something, you'll find that in most cases, because of the linkage mechanism, the triggers are awful and you can't do much with them. Well, that's the case here. The trigger is awful, you can't do much with it. I actually gave it to a gunsmith and said, can you do something with this? And he said, I'll try. And he gave it back to me. He said, I worked on it a little bit. And it was no different than it was before. But God bless him, he did his best, right? And I mean, there it is. So that's one thing. The trigger is awful, so it's really hard to shoot accurately. I suspect that if it had a really nice trigger, be a very accurate gun. But because it's not, it doesn't have a nice trigger. The thing is, if you take your time on a rest at 100 yards, it's a 3.5 MOA gun. You got 3.5 inches at 100 yards. Because there's no way in the world you can press that trigger and get anything consistent out of it. The trigger's just really, really bad. You end up jerking the trigger and jerking the gun all over the place. Particularly if you shoot something with a great trigger and then pick this thing up, and then it's even worse, you know, because you're going from something awesome to something that really arguably sucks. All right, here's the other thing. The stock design, because the gun was not originally designed to have this kind of a stock, it was designed to have the trigger up here and a pistol grip. In their attempt to build a stock where you could actually shoot it, by the time you mount the gun and then try to get your finger on the trigger where you can press the trigger, you kind of have to let go of the stock, because the stock is not designed in such a way that it provides any level of comfort or security when you grip the rifle and try to press the trigger and you've got it mounted. So those are my big issues with it. The trigger sucks and the stock is awful. I want to take it, even though I'm in California, which means I'll have to put a non-collapsible stock on it, and I'll have to put one of those goofy fin grips on it when it's in California to make it legal or whatever. I'm seriously considering taking this rifle completely apart and putting it back together and moving this trigger group forward and whatever else needs to be done to make this gun actually a joy to shoot, which it is not now. I hardly ever fire it because it sucks. And it's no fun to shoot at all. Now, a lot of guys have done this. I know there's the whole federal law thing, I forget which one it is, where you can only have so many American parts or so many foreign parts, and I don't remember all of that. So if you know how that works, or you can advise me, I would sure appreciate it. I'm not an expert on that, and I'm not a gunsmith, so if you have any ideas, we'll do this together, you and me. If you have any ideas about how I can make this rifle better, where it has a good trigger, a nice stock, and it runs the way it should run, the way an AK should run, then I would love to hear what you think, because that's what we're going to do with this thing right here on GunGuyTV. We're going to take this rifle, which sucks, and we're going to make it into a brilliant AK. Now, no muzzle device because I'm in California, and if I put a standard grip on it, I got to put a straight stock on it, no collapsible stocks now. And I have to put the grip fin on it while it's in California so that I can't wrap my thumb around the grip. But when we go out to Arizona, I can take that off and I can use it as designed. I will check and make sure that in modifying it, I'm not violating some weird anal California law, but I don't think that I am. I'll check. And if I can do that, then help me out, and that'll be our project we'll do together. How about that? All right, so I'm going to thank you in advance for your help. Wish you a great week. Please stay tuned for the next video. We got a lot of them coming. And wherever you go, whatever you do, please be safe.